Most of the time when you're using PhoneBurner, you're going to have a list of people that you want to reach out to. So you're going to select that list and begin a PhoneBurner dial session. However, there are some situations where you have just one specific contact that you want to reach out to, and it doesn't necessarily make sense to queue up an entire dial session to make that call. That's when you can start to take advantage of a feature called Click to Call. From the contact record, you'll see this little phone icon to the right of any one of the phone numbers. And of course, if you get a new phone number for somebody, you can just click this little plus icon, label that phone number, enter the phone number. You can even create a custom label if you want, and add that. Any phone number that is associated with that contact can be clicked to call. So for example, let's say I want to call this new phone number. So I click the little phone icon. That's going to pop up our click to call window. The first time you do this, you're going to need to make sure that you allow PhoneBurner to access your microphone. Of course, you can set it to remember it so that you don't have to allow it every time. But once you allow it, the call will be initiated. Here you can see the phone number that's being displayed to that contact. If you've previously called this contact in a dial session, we'll use the same caller ID that was presented to that contact before. If I need to mute the call, I can mute it. That way I can have a private conversation without the prospect hearing me. If I need to navigate a menu system, of course, I can use the keypad to navigate that menu system. When I'm done talking to them, I end the call by clicking the hang up button here. Once I hang up that call or end that call, I'll have an option to disposition the outcome of that call. Let's say, for example, I talked to this contact and we booked an appointment. Or maybe it was a follow-up. If I'm using the follow-up feature on the dispositions in PhoneBurner, I'll be forced to set a follow-up date before I can disposition it. And of course, all of the settings that are specific to that disposition are in effect. So if you've got a disposition configured to move the contact to a specific folder, if it's adding or removing tags, if it's triggering a webhook, or maybe even triggering an email, all of those settings that are specific to that disposition will be triggered when you confirm the disposition. So here I just went ahead and marked that one as follow-up. That window closes. Now if I refresh this contact, you'll see that this contact went from my close lost folder to my follow-up folder. Because we had such a great conversation, he wants to open up that conversation again. So anyway, that's how you can start taking advantage of the click to call feature in PhoneBurner. Now it's time for you to get out there and get more done using the power of PhoneBurner. Thanks again and happy dialing.